Alright, hello everybody, welcome to another show. We will be talking about several different players today um, that Real Madrid could get in the summer and the transfer window. Don't think it'll happen this transfer window. Don't think we're that serious in getting players this transfer window, but I think in the summer we'll need to get a lot of players in, a lot of very good um, ready-made players in, because at the moment we have a squad that's very how can I say, it's young, still developing. Real Madrid are not known for that kind of to be that kind of club to develop players, to be patient with them. We need some ready-made players who can win us trophies, who are hungry also. So let me talk about a few players that I would think would be good for Real Madrid. I think would be a good fit. So first of all, we'll talk about Eden Hazard. He's the probably the talk of the past 2 seasons, I would say. He's been flirting with Real Madrid, just saying that he wants to play for Real Madrid one day, and it's his dream and stuff like that. I mean, but this guy's like 28 years old now. I mean, it can't wait any longer. He should have come. He should have come 2 seasons ago, but now it's starting to get a little late. Obviously he's still got a couple years left in him, but starting to get later and later. So let's see. So Eden Hazard has been he is interested by the aspect of joining Real Madrid, or by the thought of joining Real Madrid, but it just hasn't worked out. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the club didn't offer Chelsea a certain amount, or if Eden Hazard just didn't want to come yet to Real Madrid. Anyways, let me give you a rundown of his stats. So, in the 14-15 season under Mourinho, he had 38 matches, scored 14 goals, and scored 14 goals and made 9 assists under Mourinho in that first season. Off to a flying start. Contributed in 25 of the 38 games, which is a very good output for forward. And I think they won the league that year, so they were very good, Chelsea, that year. And then in 15 season, that's when he started having those troubles with Mourinho, those problems. Eden Hazard played 31 matches. His stats dropped dramatically, went to 4 goals and 3 assists under Mourinho. Now, the problem, or the reason being, was that Eden Hazard wasn't performing good among other players under Mourinho. So that way, if they weren't performing good, it would give the board a reason to fire Mourinho. So that's kind of what they did. That was their plan. It worked. Mourinho got fired. And then I think Eden Hazard kind of started picking things up a little bit. Overall, just a very disappointing season for him, due to Mourinho partly. Then you come the 16-17 season, you have a new manager, Antonio Conte, and he did really good that season also. He had 36 matches, 16 goals and 5 assists. So very, very good season for him under Conte, and again, they won the league that year. So they were very good. And then it comes to 17-18 season. He's played 34 matches, 12 goals, 4 assists. It's a little less, but Conte did have some problems with the players towards the end. Conte is very similar to Mourinho in terms of kind of their dictatorship. It's my way or the highway kind of way. And then also you have Eden Hazard, who played this year under a different manager, Sarri, and he's had 19 matches so far. And these stats might have changed a little since I last checked them, but he has 19 matches this year. He's got 10 goals. He's got 9 assists already in the middle of the year. So he's doing very, very good under this new manager. The only concern that I have, the only quibble that I have, the only qualm that I have about Eden Hazard is his consistency. He's never been the guy to be consistent throughout the season. Good consistently throughout the season. He just disappears sometimes in the middle of the season. He'll come back. He comes back towards the end. He comes back, but in that middle of the season, he kind of disappears for a little. We don't hear much about him. We really hear about him in the beginning of the season and at the end of the season, and that's what concerns me a lot. Is his inconsistency. Can he do that at Real Madrid? Will he get away with it at Real Madrid? He's a very good player. I've seen him play on his day. He is unplayable. His dribbling skills are just off the charts. Very, very good. He's quick. He can counter. He can counterattack with his pace, and he's just overall a very good player. He's got flair. He's very, very, very two-footed. Very good with his both feet. Just as powerful, I'd say. And overall, he's a very, very great asset to any team. The only concern, like I said, is his consistency. I am a little wary of that. Anywho, I still think we should get him. He is a very good player. And I definitely think we should get him if he still wants to come to Real Madrid, which I think is the case, which I think will happen in the summer, in the following summer. So yeah, he's definitely Real Madrid worthy. He's a little overrated. The pundits compare him to Messi and Ronaldo. I've seen it so much. Not true at all. I dismiss it completely. All those Messi, Ronaldo, he is not in that same bracket at all. He is levels below that. He is a really good player, but nowhere near Messi and Ronaldo, for sure. And like I said, he can change the game real quick. So that's the good thing about him, really. Now, another player that I want to talk about is going to be Heung-min Son. So I know this sounds weird. Maybe some people will think that it's not a very good idea, but to be honest, this guy Heung-min Son, I rate him over Hazard, believe it or not. Now that sounds weird for me to say. Probably some people will disagree with me, and I'm sure that will be the case. However, I think Heung-min Son is more consistent than Eden Hazard, and I think that's why he would be a better purchase than Hazard. Although he's not as gifted dribbling and stuff like that, he is a very good player, and he always seems to pop up with something, and I would really like to see him in a Real Madrid shirt, and I'm assuming he would be the first Korean to be in a Real Madrid shirt if he were to come at Real Madrid. However, there hasn't been any links to him, so I doubt we'll get a player like him. The reason I think he's not getting the credit he deserves is because of his ethnicity, and I'm not trying to create any racial any derogatory terms, or how can I say it? I'm not trying to separate races or put any races down, but him being Asian definitely kind of lowers it undermines the stuff that he's achieved, I guess. If he was how can I say it? If he was European, or if he was English even, a lot of people would be talking about him all the time. But because of the Asian ethnicity, people are not talking about him as much. Which I that's just an opinion. But yeah, I think Heung-min Son would be good for Real Madrid, just because he can bring a lot to the game. And like Eden Hazard, he's very two-footed. He's had very nice shots with his left. If you see some of his goals this season, you'll be left stunned. I mean, he scores some fantastic goals, and even with his left foot outside the box, very good goals. If you saw his goal versus West Ham, I believe it was last year, stunning strike outside the box. I mean, just insane what this guy can do. And the sky's the limit. And he's 2 years younger than Eden Hazard. So another reason to buy him over Hazard, for sure. Let me just give you a quick rundown of his stats also. In the 15-16 season, he's had 28 appearances, goals, 4 assists, 1. Obviously not a very great output. The thing is, he was coming from the Bundesliga, from I believe it was Bayer Leverkusen, and he came to Tottenham Hotspurs. He went to Tottenham Hotspurs, and he had to adapt to the league. Obviously, there's a period of adaptation when you go to England. It's a very, very difficult league. Then in the 16-17 season, that's when he really flourished. He had 34 appearances with 14 goals and 6 assists, which is a very good output. Again, very close to Eden Hazard, and he would be worth a lot less than Eden Hazard. I think we could buy him at a lot less than Eden Hazard, because Eden Hazard has been the talk of English football for quite a while now, and he is Chelsea's focal point. He has been for 3 years, I would say, and he has been just a lot more talked about versus Heung-min Son, who's been kind of not discredited, but not talked about as much, I guess. He just kind of goes under the radar. Then in the 17-18 season, he had 37 appearances, 12 goals, 6 assists, which is a very good output again. And then this season, he's had 16 appearances so far. Probably changed a little. He's had 16 appearances so far and 8 goals and 5 assists. So obviously he's doing really well. And I just think that he would be a better buy over Hazard. He'd be cheaper, and he's relatively, I wouldn't say similar, but he's got some of the same attributes. And there isn't really much difference between Hazard and Son, except the consistency. Son has the consistency, and Hazard, as we've seen from season to season, it just doesn't seem like he has that. And it's not to undermine Hazard or what he's achieved, but it's just a reality. It's just a reality. So that's one player that I'd like to bring out the club, Heung-min Son. And maybe we can talk also about Mbappe, which is another player who's very, very exciting. When I first heard about him, I didn't understand what the hype was about. I don't know why everyone's raving about him. But when I saw him, and then I saw him in the World Cup, then I understood totally why people were talking about him. He's a very good player, very fast, kind of a counter-attacking kind of guy. Man, he's pacey, and he gets past players with his pace, really. He has a little trick here and there, but man, this guy can just outrun players like nothing. It's crazy. And he's a very good player. Let me give you a rundown of stats also. 17-18 season, he had 27 matches, 13 goals, and 8 assists. Very, very good. Very good output. For a 17-year-old, I think he was at the time. Was it 17? Yeah, I think it was 17. Which, he took the world by surprise, really. And the thing with him is that he also was doing good against the big teams. And I think he won the League One with Monaco that season. So it was a very good year for him. And then this year now he's at PSG. And so far he's had 12 matches and 13 goals and 4 assists so far. So he's already equaled the number of goals he had last season, this season. So he's doing really good, Mbappe. And actually, my mistake. Last season he was with PSG, I think. But in any case, he's a really good player. I would love to have him at Real Madrid. I think he could be a very good player for the next 10 years. He really is that good, and he is the next kind of big thing. However, he is playing in France, but as we know, he has played in the Champions League, and he has been very good in the Champions League. So obviously he's proved himself, and he's proved himself in the World Cup. Just things to look out for. Next, maybe just some honorable mentions, I could say. These are players from probably Manchester United. One player that I would like to have is Salah. The only thing is Ramos and Salah have some beef. It's never going to work out, that one. So I don't even want to go into, to talk about it too much, because it's not going to work out. It's never going to work out. Anyways, maybe I could talk about Pogba. Pogba is a player I would really love to have at Real Madrid. He would give us something different in the midfield. We just need something different in the midfield, I think. We do have Ceballos. Ceballos is pretty decent, I would say, but he still has a lot of room to grow. Valverde, again, he needs a lot of time to grow. He needs another loan, I feel. And then you have Modric and Kroos. Modric is good, but he is declining this year, and I could see that there's something. Probably it's just a lack of motivation at his age, but there is a little bit of a decline. Tony Cruz obviously still a good player, but yeah, there's just a lack of motivation. That's what I think, and I think Pogba would be such a good fit. The only thing is, I think he'll stay at Manchester United. I think he's a United player, and he wants to succeed with Manchester United. Um, that's what I think will happen. That's what I think will happen. And you have players like Anthony Martial and Rashford who are very, very good. Also, um, you know, these are potential players who are very good. However, I think at Real Madrid right now with the transfer policy that's in place right now, Anthony Martial and Rashford could come in and make quite an impact. Maybe I can give you a quick rundown of Anthony Martial's stats. So in the 15-16 season, he had 31 matches, 11 goals, and 4 assists. He was very good that season. I saw him. He was really, really good. He took everyone by surprise. And he really became the main figure for Manchester United that year. And then in the 16-17 season, he struggled under Mourinho. 25 matches, 4 goals, and 6 assists. It's not bad, but there was a decline in his goals, and he just struggled under Mourinho. 17-18 season, 30 matches, 9 goals, and 5 assists. He did a lot better in that second year. And then in the third year, he had 15 matches, or I mean, not in the third year, but this year I should say. He has 15 matches so far. He's got 8 goals, so he's already, almost equaling the goals that he had last season, and he's got 1 assist so far. So obviously not a lot of assists, but he's played under a very pragmatic manager, and he is succeeding. So I still think he would be a really good talent to have at Real Madrid. I am going to put him in the honorable mentions, but I think he would be quite a talent to have at Madrid. And then you have Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford, I think, is a tremendous talent. However, like Anthony Martial, like Paul Pogba, he's probably not going to come to Real Madrid. So maybe I can give you a quick rundown of his stats also. In the 15-16 season, he had 11 matches, 5 goals, 2 of them, against Arsenal, which he did. He was fantastic that game, and then he got 2 assists that season. Then in the 16-17 season, he had 32 matches, 5 goals, 1 assist. Again, Mourinho misusing him, putting him on the wings, hence the reason why we didn't see more goals from him. And then in the 17-18 season, he had 35 matches, 7 goals, and 5 assists. So he did go up a little in his stats, but then again, it was not very much. A lot less than a lot of fans expected. And then in the 18-19 season, 17 matches, 5 goals, 6 assists. So this season he already has 5 goals and 6 assists, and it's halfway through the season, and he's only going to get more. It seems like he's going to be the main number 9 under the new manager, Gunnar Solskjaer. So he's obviously a really good prospect. So those are pretty much my picks for who I think Real Madrid should be looking at. Obviously not all these players, but 1 or 2 players would be great. I think we need some ready players, and I hate to say this, but Gareth Bale, I just think needs to be moved on. I didn't think I'd ever say it, to be honest. I always backed Gareth Bale. I always wanted him to succeed, but I think at this point we just need to move him on. And I hate to say it. It kills me to say it, but with all his injuries, it's time. It's time we move him on. And I'll probably make another video about that too, because it is a controversial topic. Some people will say no. Some people will say yeah. Just a matter of opinion. Anyways, that's my wish list. Thank you guys for watching. Stay subscribed. I'll be making more videos, and yeah, feel free to like the video too, so that way my videos get recommended and stuff like that. Because I'm getting a lot of subscribers, which is awesome, and I'm so happy because I really like that the way this channel is going, the direction it's taking. So yeah, do like the video, stay subscribed, and I'll be coming out with more. Thank you guys so much. See you next time.